This is a video tutorial for the project Explorations of Dialect Perception in Indiana, showing how to use a series of scripts for processing sociolinguistic interviews. So the place to start, you should already have this inPersProduction.zip file, and when you open that up, you have a folder that is already structured the way that it needs to be in order for the scripts to run. So you'll notice up here, everything throughout this tutorial that begins with a number is going to be a script to run, and the numbers are ordered sequentially, so you run 1, 2, 3. So there's a total of 3 scripts. The labels file is something you don't need to worry about now. Now the raw files, this file or this folder is currently blank, but this is where you're going to put the text grid and the wave files of the raw recordings. So the entire wave file of the sociolinguistic interview plus the text grid that shows the time markings between each section of the interview. And then separated files, this is going to be the output of that first file. So what we're going to do is separate the sociolinguistic interview into its 5 component parts. So there's a conversation, there's these 3 reading passages here, ducks, party, and rainbow, and then the word list. Within the word list, here's the other 2 scripts. So there's one that's going to detect silences, or practically it's going to detect where the words are in the word list. And then script number 3 is going to label the individual items in that word list. And labeled word lists is the output of that script, and labels is just a list of the words that are on the word list. And going back up to this main, or this top level of the directory, there's also this text file in here that gives, this just gives a description of how this whole process works, and basically it's just a little more detail written out of what I'm going to be covering here in this tutorial. Alright, so let's get going. Okay, so like I said, this raw files folder is empty right now, so I'm just going to go grab the files from this example that I'm doing. So these are actual files from participants 105, 106, and 107. Okay, so those are there in this raw files folder there. Now what we're going to do is run the script that labels and saves the individual sections of the interview. So we'll go to this script right here, label and save intervals, double click. That should automatically open up in Prot. And in order to run that, I'm on a Mac, so I can hit Command and R, or you can just go up here to Run and then click Run. And that's going to run there. It'll think about it, and you'll get this little dialog box up here that gives you an update on what's going on. So you can see it takes a little bit of time to process each of the individual files. You can see we're working on 107 right now, and we're thinking about it. Alright, now that script is done, you get this message that the files are now separated. That's good. We can close all of that, and you don't need Prot picture up there. Alright, so raw files, these were the original files, the input files, and those are unchanged. Now separated files, we can go into conversation, we can see that all 3 of those are already saved. Likewise for ducks. So these are all of those sections of the interview. What we're interested in next now is the word list. So in addition to the script and the other objects that were in this folder, we now have the 3 wave files in there.